Hello and welcome to episode 103 of the She Must Knit podcast. My name is Erin and thank you so much for spending some of your time with me today. I hope you guys have had a great couple of weeks. I think it's been almost 3 weeks since I last chatted with you. And wow, what a few weeks it has been. It's been a very emotional 3 weeks, hasn't it? With the Black Lives Matter movement coming to the forefront and just all the stories surrounding it. I know there's been a lot of times where these last 3 weeks, I just have not felt like doing a lot of knitting. And part of that is just scheduling, and part of that is just mental space being taken up by other things. I know it's very easy to feel kind of hopeless in these situations when it just seems like the problem is so big and so deep rooted, but I am going to link below to the master resource for the movement. There's a lot of links in there and a lot of resources to have a look at, and I think if we all just make the effort to do at least one small action, it can all lead up to a bigger movement towards a solution. So I'm going to have that link below. I do encourage you to have a look. There's links and stuff for all around the world, and just try and find something that you can do. So with the knitting, like I said, I just haven't felt like knitting very much, but I do have some things to show you, and other stuff has been going on too. So let's give you a little life update, and then I'll go into what I have to share with you today. So we are almost at the end of June, which means school is almost over, and to be quite honest with you, I am ready for it to be done, and I know Avery's ready for it to be done. Our schoolwork, our at-home distance learning schedule is getting to be, I mean, the actual work that she has to do is still very doable, and the teacher, I think she's doing an excellent job with just the assignments that she's having to do. This week we had to do, she had to put a report together on a man-made structure. She chose the Eiffel Tower, and it's just getting to the point where we're just both done. We're both done, and as much as we're looking forward to summer vacation, I mean, she's just going to be home some more, right? It's going to be more of the same, but the schedule will be a little different. Hopefully some things will start to open up. Have things started to open up where you are? I think we're getting close to more things opening up. I know we can gather with more people now. I think we can see up to 10 people. But I don't know about businesses and stuff. I desperately need a haircut. I'll have to see when the salons are opening up. But yeah, so things are opening up, things are getting brighter, days are getting longer, the summer does make a difference, like with the warm weather does make a difference. We're kind of entering into a heat wave right now, with the next couple of days being 30 plus degrees. But yeah, so Avery's almost done school, and then, I also wanted to mention, since I haven't been knitting, I've just been in the mood for cleaning and reorganization. So you might notice that the background, while the background technically is the same, it does look a little different because I am no longer in front of the window that is in my studio. So I've moved everything kind of around, and the shelf with all my little knitting doodads is now against a wall. So the lighting is a little different because the light from the window is coming in from this side. Hopefully the lighting is okay. I'll have to see when I edit if it looks okay. Hopefully it is. But I moved my desk. I moved all my rack with my bags and everything. And one of the kind of funny things that came out of this, if you remember, I think it was months ago because it was right before we started, or it was right around when we started having to do distance learning. The laptop that I use, my personal laptop that I used to do all my editing on and do all my work on and do everything, died, if you remember. And all this time I've had it sitting on my desk still. I just haven't been using it. And I really haven't been sitting at my desk because other than if I'm not doing work on the computer, there's not a lot of reason for me to be at my desk other than sewing. And I haven't been sewing a lot either just because of life. So as I was cleaning up and rearranging my studio, I took the computer off my desk because I'm like, you know what, if you don't work, why are you taking up space? I'm going to put you on a shelf somewhere. We'll deal with you later. And at some point during that day, after I moved it away out of my room, Dennis looked at it and he's just like, oh, I'm going to try turning it on again. And I was like, I've already done that. There's been multiple times over the past couple of months that, I'll just randomly try and turn it on and just see if anything happens. Nothing happens. It's not working. just don't worry about it. Of course, he decided to sit down and turn it on, and doesn't the darn thing work? It started up again, we were able to get into it, no problem, like nothing happened. So it's back on my desk now, I'm using it again, but the main thing coming from that is that all my programs are on there, and my editing program, and all my images and stuff, and for some reason, when I do my editing and uploading on that computer, even though it's like ancient, it's a lot quicker than the other one that I was using. It would take 2 days, sometimes up to 3 days, for me to do an episode, edit it, and then uploading it would take like 2 days to upload to YouTube. And on my other computer, like yesterday, I uploaded a 20-minute video to my makeup channel, and it took 40 minutes. So hopefully what this means, long story short, oh my goodness, hopefully what this means is going forward, as long as this computer works, when I am able to record an episode, it won't take nearly as long to upload it. It should be up by the next day, possibly that evening, depending on when I get it done. So that's fun and just random. Like, I don't know why all of a sudden, I guess it just needed a break, and maybe after I put it on the shelf, it was like, no, don't put me in the corner, I'll work. I don't know. But anyway, it's working. I'm happy to have my computer back because, yeah, the two of them monopolize the other computer. But anyway, I think that's all I wanted to say. That was a super long, chatty intro. I apologize. So let's get into the knitting. What do I have for you? I have a finished object. I have, I think, 2 new projects. I put a little bit of work on an ongoing project, and I think that's all I have for the knitting. But then I also wanted to do a monthly goals update. I have a little announcement for the Crafty Bingo Challenge, and then also I want to announce the monthly winner for May. So even though I know we're almost at the end of June, I did my last episode right before the beginning of June, so I still have to do the May winner. So let's get that done, and then I will get into my projects. So if you are a new viewer, every month I like to draw a name from the YouTube comments. Anytime anybody makes a comment on any given month, that counts as an entry, as well as any item purchased in my shop counts as an entry. And I take those entries at the end of the month and I draw a winner, and that winner gets a $20 coupon to my shop. That can be used anytime. I should mention that they don't expire, so if you win one, you can hang on to it until there is something there that catches your eye. You don't have to use it right away, but the winner gets a $20 coupon, and it's my way of just saying thank you for engaging in my channel and supporting me. So the winner this month, the random number generator chose Jeanette. And Jeanette, I know you know how to contact me. You watch every single video, you comment on every single video, and I so appreciate it. So you are the winner this month, and I know you know how to get a hold of me, and then I will set your coupon up for you. So let's finally get started with the project. So my first finished object is my May Desert Vista Dyework socks. And the last time I showed these to you, I think I was working on I would have been working on the second sock, because I remember it was like 2 days before the end of the month or something. And I was pretty sure that I was going to finish them, but I wasn't sure. And I think this is the closest I've got to, like, this is the latest. This pair is the latest that I have finished any month, because even last November, when it was a pretty late finish, I still finished before midnight my time, and you have up until midnight Arizona time, which is more like 2, 3 in the morning for me. I'm not staying up that late though. These I finished at just before 1 a.m. my time, so still well within the challenge rules, but just the latest finish for me. Usually I always finish them before midnight my time, but I still finished them. Thank goodness I'm still in the competition. This is the colorway that we got. If you finish the whole year for 2019, this was the exclusive colorway you got. I made these for a friend of mine, and actually her birthday was just I think a couple of days ago, and I've been hanging on to these. Now that I'm showing them to you, I can pack them up in a little envelope, send them off. I'm not going to tell her. It's going to be a surprise. I hope she really likes them. But she really likes these colors, these kind of like autumn colors and then purples and stuff. So I just did my regular vanilla sock that I do. I did a 2x1 rib. I cast on 81 stitches. I think I did 2 repeats of the striping because there's less stripes in this than some of her other colorways. And then I went down, I think I did 1 repeat before the heel. I did my triangular shaped heel with the reverse stocking net little heel section there. And then I worked down to the foot. So these are done. May is done. We're working on June now, which I will show you in a minute. And then I will have reached the halfway point and I will be able to pick out a free skein of yarn. And I already have my colorway chosen. If you participate in this competition or challenge or whatever you want to call it, and you're on Instagram, I encourage you to follow the general hashtag, because then anytime someone posts their socks for the competition, it will show up in your feed. And I have been able to see so many different colorways this way, and then I have a little folder in my Instagram for DVD colors. And if I see one that I really like, I'll save it so that just down the road, if I'm placing an order or in situations like this where you get to pick any colorway that you want, I can go through and see which one kind of catches my eye. So I already know which color I want to pick. I can't tell you, I don't remember the name at the moment. Maybe if I'm feeling creative, I'll pop up a little picture of it if I can find one. But I've already got the colorway that I have in mind, and I can't wait. And hopefully I will finish June. I'm still feeling pretty confident about June. So let's get into my June socks. These I am making for myself, and the color is Pacific Sunset. So this is one of the ones I received in a recent order. I have had my eye on this colorway for at least 2 years, and I actually picked this for my free skein last year at the 6-month point, but it never arrived, and it said it was delivered. So because it was a free skein, I chose not to mention it to her, but I ordered it this year because I just really, really wanted this colorway. And I'm actually doing this as kind of a colorway knit along with Steph from Adorn It, the Adorn It podcast. So I'm sure she is way ahead of me. Yeah, I'm sure she is way ahead of me. But this is where I am so far. So I've got most of my first sock done. These are for me. So again, I'm doing the same kind of pattern that I used for the May socks, where I cast on 81 stitches. I did a full repeat for the cuff, and then I did another full repeat from there until I started doing my heel increases. Again, triangular shaped heel with the reverse stocking net heel section there, and then I'm working on the foot now. And I've been using markers because I know for the size that I like to do, so about a size 9 women's, I have to do 50 rows until I start the toe. So every 10 rows I put a little marker. You can see I've done 30 rows. So I only have 20 more rows to do and then the toe. And I think I was at this point on the 14th of June, because I thought for sure by the 15th, by the midway point of the month, I would have my first sock done, which is what I like to do. I like to have that first sock done by the halfway point, and then I have the rest of the month to get the second sock done. Well, I haven't had any time to work on these, so I still have those 20 rows plus a toe. But what I've been doing is kind of leaving these upstairs in the bedroom, and then when I put Kira to bed, it's anywhere between 7 and 9 is when she kind of goes down for the night. And I like to stay up there for a bit just to make sure she's settled, and also just to have a little time to myself because everyone is around all the time still. So I just kind of chill out up there, and you know, I just have my little my bedside light on, and I just sit there and I knit, and you know, I watch some podcasts on my phone, and it's just kind of like quiet mummy time. And that's when I've been working on my socks. So sometimes it's just a little bit each night. Sometimes I don't end up working on them at all, but I still think I should be able to finish this first sock fairly soon. Maybe I'll make an effort to try and get it done tonight, so I can start that second sock. And then I still have about 10 days or so, so I should be okay. I should be okay. So that's what I've been working on in terms of, that's one new project, and then I have another new project, but I think before I show you that, I'm going to show you the project that I just put a little more work into. So here we have my Mitered Square Cozy Memories blanket. I'm putting in, if you are a new viewer, what I'm doing is anytime I have some leftover fingering weight yarn is going into this blanket. My intention is to finish this in time for when Avery leaves the house and goes off on her own, and she will have a blanket just filled with, all of Mummy's projects that she's seen me work on over the year. I have these black sections here that kind of outline the different years, and then I put a little tag. Let me see if I can find a tag. So here's one here. I put a little tag for each year. At the end of each year, I add a little tag so that you can kind of see what I finished in that section. So I recently, when there was one day where I just didn't feel like working on anything that I had, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to catch up on my blanket. So I did. I added, I'm not sure if this one was there the last time I showed it to you. This I think is March's socks. So I got March put in, and I got April put in, and you'll remember that these two colorways were very, very similar. And I was kind of hoping to finish another fingering weight project in between so that they wouldn't be right next to each other, but I didn't, and so I just said, whatever, who cares? And so they are next to each other. So we've got March socks, we've got my April socks, and then here we have my May socks that I put in. So I was able to catch up a little bit on the blanket. I honestly don't know how big my 2020 section on this blanket is going to be. Right now, it looks like I'm going to be completing one pair of socks per month, and that's going to be about it. And then there might be the odd other fingering weight project that I'll complete. In normal years, I can usually do about 24 socks in a year plus additional projects, so I have a feeling that this section is going to be pretty tiny, but that's okay. I still have lots of time. According to Avery, she's never going to leave the house, so I have an infinite amount of time according to her. So I was able to put some work into that, and then I was able to cast on a new project. So you might have remembered me talking about how one of the goals on my bingo card was to make something for Mackenzie, who is I think she's 5 now, the 5-year-old daughter of one of my very, very good friends all the way back from grade school. Every year for her birthday in June, I like to make her a little sweater. And I had shown you, I think in the last episode, I did a little yarn haul at the end, and I had showed you the yarn that I had picked out for her project. And I was able to cast it on. I think I actually cast this on like at the beginning of this week, and those cast on stitches just sat on the needles for like 3-4 days. And then finally yesterday I was like, okay, I need to actually work on this. And once I started working on it, it's been going pretty fast. So this is what I have so far. It is looking very, very bright in my little screen there, but it is a true red color. And yeah, right now it just kind of looks like a blob. So here's the back. The pattern is the Tutu Top by Froganet Designs. I have made this before. I really, really like this pattern. I think it's super cute. I actually would really like to make one for Kira too. Maybe for the winter, maybe for next year, we'll see. But this is the back here, and she has you do this kind of I-cord edging along the sides there, so it's a really, really nice finished look. And then once the top is done, what you do is you pick up around the neck and you're going to add a little loop there to close it. So this is your typical raglan design. This is the front here, and I just got to the point there. You can see the raglan increases that's forming the sleeve there. I just reached the point where I think I have maybe another row, and then I can take the sleeve stitches off and just work along the body. So considering I was able to get this done in about a day, this part should go pretty fast. My plan is to finish the body of the red and maybe do the welt. If you remember from the video where I was explaining with the yarn, my plan is to make this kind of look like a Wonder Woman sweater. So the top part and the sleeves are going to be red. The little welt that's kind of like the waist band, I'm going to do in a gold to be like Wonder Woman's belt, and then the tutu part I want to do in a sparkly blue yarn to be like yeah, Wonder Woman's bottom costume part. However, I still haven't got a notification from Yarn Canada that that blue yarn that I want is back in stock. So I'm going to have to check. Maybe it went in my junk mail, or maybe they haven't got it in stock yet, and I'm going to have to find an alternative. So we will see. But my plan is to finish the body part, do the little gold welt, come back and do the sleeves, and then trying to figure out that blue skirt part. Hopefully if they don't have that yarn, I can either find it. I wonder if Michael's is open yet. I have no idea. I'm totally out of the loop in terms of what's going on in what's open and what's not open. I know recently, I think last week, there was a shift in what was open. I'm going to have to see. Maybe they have like certain restrictions or something. But anyway, maybe I can find something at Michael's. But yeah, so that's the plan with this. I have started. I'm working on the top. Like I said, that didn't take me very long. So I feel like the top part shouldn't take very long to knit if I have time. And then I just have to get the skirt part. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it done by the time my friend comes to visit. She sent me a message, I think last week, asking me if I wanted another piece of baby equipment that they recently got back from some other friends that was borrowing it. And yeah, I was like, absolutely, I would like that. So sometime in the next week or 2 weeks, I think she's going to come by and drop it off. It would be so nice if I could have this done and box up a little kind of birthday box for Mackenzie before she does that. But if not, my plan is just to mail it, because what kid doesn't enjoy getting something in the mail? I know Avery loves it. So that's what I've got done on that, and I think that's basically all the knitting that I've been working on in the last couple of weeks. It's just, it doesn't seem like I have a lot of time. And like I said, I've been kind of focused on organizing. So I did this room recently, and I did Avery's room the other week, and then my next goal is to tackle the toy room, because oh my goodness, it's like a bomb went off in there. And then also I need to go through everything and kind of take out things that are just Avery's toys or just Avery's things and get those up in her room, and then also kind of put away things that are going to be too small or like not appropriate. Once Kira starts crawling around and being more active, I have to kind of get the things that are not going to be appropriate for her out of that room, put away, and then also bring up all the kind of baby toys that I saved from Avery up into that room so they are ready for her. So, I mean, she's only 2.5 months old. I've got time for that, but that's what I'm going to be working on too. So that's going to take away some knitting time too, but that's fine. So I think, yes, that is all the knitting I have to share with you. And so now I'm just going to get into my goals update for the month. Even though the month is kind of almost done, I still want to share those with you. And then I have my little bingo, not the bingo update for my card, I'm going to do that next episode, but just I have a little, if you are participating in the Bling Your String Crafty bingo, I have an update for you. So let's do my goals update and see how I did. So for May, my goals were to finish my May DVD socks, which I did. I wanted to get one sleeve done on the Cumulus sweater. I didn't even touch that sweater. I feel like I want to just get some needles, like pick up the sleeve stitches, get some needles on there, because without it being even started, I'm less likely to work on it. Whereas if I just get needles on a sleeve, then if I just have a couple moments where I'm like, oh, you know, I have maybe 15-20 minutes to myself right now, I could probably pick up the sleeve and do a little bit of work on it. But without the needles on and without it being started, it's just more likely to just sit. So I might have to do that. Just get some needles on there, and that might help. Finish the May Lee dress. I did that. I showed you that last time. Finish my loop bump. So I'm currently spinning a loop bump, and I wanted to finish that. I did not. I haven't even touched it. That's something else. Maybe if I move it into this room, I might work on that more. So I do want to get back to that. And then also start Mackenzie's knit. So I did not do that in May, but I did do that now, so it is started. So my June goals, I kept these very, very short because we have like, what, a week and a half left? To finish my June DVD socks and to finish the tutu top. I think I can do it. Of course, that does depend on if I can get the blue yarn. We will see. But I think I can get most of it done in June, if not the whole thing, depending on that yarn. And then my final goal for June was to start a sleeve on my Cumulus blouse. And like I said, I think if I get a needle in those sleeve stitches and get it started, I will be able to do that. So that is all I have for June. And then finally, I just have my bingo update. So if you are participating in the Bling Your String Crafty Bingo Challenge, I know not everybody goes into the thread on Ravelry and kind of keeps up to date in there. there are participation prizes that I kind of give out every month just for posting in the thread. So it's a good place to go to get ideas, to see what everybody's doing, to see everybody's posting pictures when they finish goals from their card. It's not required to do that if you're participating. You can just kind of play along on your own, but it's still a good place to kind of pop into. So in June, what I do is I allow you to make some changes to your card because we have now reached the halfway point. There might be projects that you were really, really excited about back in January and now you're just not into, or there might be other things that have just happened in the last couple of months that maybe some of the goals on your card just don't work for you anymore. So you can make up to 3 changes, and there is a post in the thread that explains how those 3 changes work. So like I said, if you're participating and this is something that you think you want to do, you want to make some changes to your card, I would go into the group, read that thread, read how you can change your card and what kind of changes you can make, and then you can do that to take you through the rest of the year. If you are not aware of the Crafty Bingo Challenge, you can still join. You can join at any point during the year. All I ask is that the goals that you put on your card are things that you haven't completed. So if you up to this point have made 10 hats for charity, you can't put a goal on there, make 10 hats for charity, and then knock that off immediately. It has to be things that you are still working towards over the course of the rest of the year. But if this sounds like it's fun to you, head over to the group, read the first post. It kind of explains everything. And yeah, you can absolutely join at any point for the rest of the year. So I think that is it. That is all I had to share with you today. I hope you've had a wonderful 3 weeks. I would love to know what project are you working on right now that is just bringing you joy. What is the thing, or are you even working on anything? Maybe you're like me and you haven't had the knitting mojo. I know it can go all kinds of ways. And do you need a haircut too? Oh my goodness, I was going to get one in March and then I just never got around to it, and now I'm regretting that. But hopefully soon, even though I know all the services that have been closed are going to be so bogged down with everybody kind of filling up. Anyway, that is besides the point. Let me know what you've been working on that you have really been enjoying. And yeah, I think that's it for now, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and hopefully I will be able to talk to you again soon.